Emptied the contents in, just giving it a mix up. Gone through with the solution now. I'll try and get it straight down the hole if I can. You can see in there that it's quite frothy. Right, I'm going to show you how I clean my hosepipe, and I think that's pretty grim. I've had them worse than this. Why would you pay somebody to do it when it's so easy to do yourself? Good morning. It's a beautiful sunny day outside. I've managed to get the morning off work again. Left Jackie there. This morning I'm gonna clean my freshwater tank and get all the pipes cleaned to all the taps. I do it every year. This is what I use. I use this Puri Clean. I've tried a few things and this does seem to be the best. I did work it out, and one of these is supposed to do it 3 times, but I normally end up doing it twice with one of them tubs. Just do sort of half and half, and I keep it all together. I've got this tub what I mix it in, obviously a funnel and a spoon to mix it up with. So as you can see, I've just cut a bit of warm water, emptied the contents in, just giving it a mix up. I'll just give this a couple of minutes to dissolve in. So I'm back in the motorhome now. That's the solution in the tank. Previous to that I did put maybe about 1/8 of a tank of water, fresh water in first, just a bit really, and then put the solution in so that can mix in. Now I'm gonna put all the pipes on until it comes through on the hot and the cold side. Right, so just got to put my control panel on now, so switch her on, and it's quite straightforward. There's a tap symbol and that'll turn the pump on, which you can just hear filling up. I think we emptied the boiler and everything. Yeah, it's stopped now. So hot tap, so that's clean water coming through. I can see it changing colour slightly, a bit of smell. So that's the bleachy smell you get with it. Now the cold, which I'm going to spit a bit because I've not primed it yet. So it's nice and clear. And again, it's just slightly changed colour, and you can see in there there's a bit of white. So into the bathroom, do the hot first. Good flow on these since I changed the pump. And there we go, it's just changed colour. Yeah, you can smell the bleach in it now. You can actually see the white froth on the top as well. So do the same with the cold. Definitely see that changing colour. If they're hot or cold. Hot. That's that one done as well. Precarious, but it it does stay in there. That's all of my pipes gone through with the solution now. I don't know if this is the right or the wrong way, but this is the journey rat way. Fill up with water. I found there's no need for all these fancy connections for your water and whatnot, because if you use one of these, it's just the perfect size and it stays in. The amount of people that let their wastewater out and it stinks, it smells like rotten onions. This stuff here, it literally takes all that nonsense away. The first time we went out in this motorhome, we went for like a long weekend, and I was in a queue of people dumping your wastewater like you are before you leave site, and I opened mine up and it was so embarrassing. It absolutely stunk. And I thought there's got to be a way of cleaning this tank out properly, but I've tried about 3 or 4 different ones, but this Elsan Tank Fresh for me is definitely the best. We never get a smell from our wastewater, never. I quite often empty the tank and then I'll close the tap off and then I'll put it in, so when it's filling up with wastewater, it's mixing the solution around in the tank all the time. We never get smelly water now, never. Yeah, so literally all I do is I just pour a little bit in, put the lid off. I'll try and get it straight down the hole if I can. Not much, you don't need much. You probably don't need to put it down both plug holes, but I always do. Just get into these little habits, don't you? But the amount of people that don't clean their waste tanks, it's unbelievable really. Right, it's been a while, better go outside and see if the water's filled up, because I don't want it to overfill. I just literally want to fill it and turn it off. It's still going in at the minute. And there we are, completely full up to the top. You can see in there, look, it's quite frothy. Actually, I'm going to leave that for an hour, so better put the cap on just in case something. We don't want any creepy crawlies going in there and dying from all that cleaning stuff in there, because it is literally, it's obviously bleach based because it stinks of bleach. So that's basically the all the pipes in the van have got a concentrated solution in them, so if there's any bacteria or build up of anything on the pipes, that's going to be soaking for at least an hour now. The tank, with the 1 litre 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 1 full tank of fresh water, and what was left, probably 3/4 of that tub what I poured in is still in the tank, and as you see it's still frothed up, so there's more than enough there to clean that tank. I don't think the tank will get very dirty because they've always got water going in and out. So yeah, it's a waiting game now. We just got to wait another, well, at least an hour. So I'll go and find something to do now. Always something to do on a motorhome. So it's been a couple of hours now. The chemicals should have done their thing now, so I'm going to turn the taps on and flush it all through. I could just let it empty out of the water tank, but I prefer to run it through because well, I think it's better anyway. Not for any particular reason really. So that's got the hot and the cold coming out. So yeah, that's flowing through. I'm just going to leave that, let it empty, and then I'm going to go outside, fill up with fresh cold water, flush it through, and then fill up again, and then flush it through again. It takes at least 2 times I think to flush it through, because you can taste a little bit of like a bleachy taste. Alright, so it's starting to come to an end now. It's starting to spit, so that's I'm going to let it go right to the end. I'll just turn the pump off because it's never going to turn off itself. So it smells very clean and bleachy in here. So let's get that tank filled up again. So that's got the tank filling up again. I'm going to undo this locker now, because there's one more thing that needs sorting out. I must admit we don't use it that often. I've probably only used it twice this year, but so that's the. So I'm going to show you my way of cleaning the inside of the hose pipe. So while we're waiting for the cold water to fill up, I'm going to empty my tank. We're emptying the wastewater. The fresh water's been put in, and now it's chucking it down rain. So yeah, the hose pipe, I'm going to show you how I clean the inside of my hose pipe, because I know most people that I speak to never think about cleaning the inside of the hose pipe, the inside bit of the pipe, because they get water in and then they're left, and they're left, and then they're used, and then they're left, and it's red hot and bacteria can form and all the rest of it. So I always do my hose pipe at least once a year, maybe twice. It's something you can do on site. You don't even have to be on a sort of a cleaning thing that I'm doing, but I always do it when I do the rest of the motorhome, so I know all my tanks are clean, all my pipes are clean, my hose pipe's clean, and my wastewater tank is clean. It's just so much nicer knowing that everything's fresh and clean. And why would you pay somebody to do it when it's so easy to do yourself? Right, well, as you can see, it's chucking it down outside. I've just been and turned the cold water off because the tank's full again, So I've got to start in the bathroom this time. So I'm gonna I've got the hot and the it's going to be out of the pipe now because I'll run it completely out. That's got that put back away. Luckily I didn't get Jackie's trousers too wet. So now these are going to spit a bit because I did do them right to the end. Both of them fully open now. So we'll let this empty through and then I'll probably do it once more. Right, I'm going to show you how I clean my hose pipe. So I've got the hose pipe reel here. So what you do have to do is take the actual hose pipe bit out. There's a little spacer in there, if you can see that fits inside there, but already, if you can see all that gook in there, look, it's pretty disgusting. So that end's completely free. Same again, take the end off. I can leave the spacer in on this side. So, wind's blowing a gale. That's better. So yeah, there's the end of the hose pipe. It's got the spacer in. I'm going to leave that in there. Got some tissue paper. I'll roll it up like that first and then turn it. Till I'm about right. So it just nicely fits in. You want it nice and tight. So that's where you plug your hose pipe into the tap. You can see the tissue paper is in there, look. See that bit bulbous there? So what I'm going to do now is plug her in. Try not to damage all my plants. Attach it to the hose pipe and then I'll turn it on and run down the other end. With a bit of luck, it should comes out. Turn that off. So there. Back to the table. So this is that bit of tissue, and that's from a hose pipe that was new last year. And it's a food safe hose pipe as well. But I mean, I'm looking at this now and I think that's pretty grim. I've had them worse than this, but I'm gonna repeat the process again now. I've took the end off again. I'm actually gonna put a longer one in this time. And push it in with a screwdriver. I'm really hoping I've got the worst of that. Like I say, it's quite new and it's been used twice. The worrying thing is, last time we used it was about a month ago, which wasn't great. So same again. I'm gonna go and plug this in. So let's see. Yes, there it is. And you think the first time you do it, that's gonna be it, but honestly, that's your drinking water. I wasn't expecting it to be that bad. Maybe because I don't use it as much as we probably ought to. That's why it's so bad, but I'm going to do the same process again now and flush it through. So this is the third time. I'm hoping all of you are going, oh my god, I can't believe how filthy that is. And we've never done ours. It's the first time you do it, it really is a bit of a learning curve. So this one is absolutely massive, this one is. I'm hoping I can get it through because it's quite tight, this one. There's a bit of a knot there, so I better rip this bit off. So that's a whole big piece of tissue, apart from the tiny little end bit what I just took off. Try it again. You can actually see where it's at because there's a little knot in the pipe, but there we go. For some reason it wants to take that knot down with it, so I don't mind it slowing down and rubbing on everything it possibly can. There we go. Very tight, this one. Not there. No, not there. So there it is. So there we go, it's number 3. It's a little bit cleaner, but it's still not great. So how many people clean their pipes in their motorhomes and caravans and don't bother with their hose pipes? I mean, you can see what's come out of there. It's pretty disgusting. Imagine if you've had your hose pipe 4 or 5 years and you've not cleaned it through. I mean, and the people that use them hose pipes that when you turn them on they all expand. Well, I've actually I did have one of them for a short time, and I cleaned it with this system, and I did it about 10 times and I could not get it clean because there's so many serrations inside, you can't clean them. And you know, what's that, took me 10 minutes. But there you go. I hope a few of you've learnt something with that. Right, so yeah, that's the hose pipe all put away. Shut that up. So it's got the final fill up now. So I don't necessarily know if it needs this third one, but right, so we've had the solution in, which is 1 tank full. We've had 1 clear flush through, and we're just doing the third clear one. I mean, I'm not sure. I'm sure it'll be. I'm sure it's all right to drink now, but I can still smell a tiny little bit of bleach in there, so I'm not going to taste it. That didn't really take too long, I don't think. It took me longer than it should because I had to take a few phone calls in the middle of the day, and I ended up having to go out on a quote. So we're in the afternoon now. But all in all, I would imagine to do everything maybe about 2.5 hours, maybe 3. But you have to leave the solution in for quite a while. I left it nearly 2 hours with the solution in, but I mean, you can leave, I think it's up to 12 hours you can leave it. So you could literally put it in the morning, go to work, come back, empty it all out at night, which would be fine. And obviously the longer you leave it, the better it is. I know my pipes and my tanks fit pretty clear. When I had to change my water pump not so long since, it was absolutely crystal clean. The pipes, I did the tissue thing. I just put tissue on a screwdriver and pushed it in and twirled it around and pulled it out, and they was absolutely clean. Even the filter, there's a little like stainless steel mesh filter, real fine one. There wasn't even anything in there. A couple of grains of sand, that's about it. So I know, doing it all the time, I know my pipes and my tank are clean. I was quite surprised my hose pipe was as bad as it is, but it was, sorry. But to be honest, when you think about it, I've had it nearly a year and I've only used it twice, so you know, it's had water sitting in there for a while. It does make you wonder, I might start just blowing them out, blowing the water out. Whether it'll make a difference, I don't know, but the hose pipe thing, you could literally do it every month, because it doesn't, if you were just shoving one bit through, it would take you, you know, 5 minutes, and you could literally do it on site when you're filling up. But yeah, it's not necessarily the way you should do it, but that's the way I do it, and so that's the journey that way. So that's about it. If you'd like to see more videos like this, please like, subscribe and ring the bell, much appreciated. So for now, on my own, for the first time ever, I'm gonna say adios until the next time.